But that's the beauty in listening to what the creation is telling you. I read what the idea has become, what it has told me it wants to be, and now I learn from it. Monsters wanna talk to me. No. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to try to let you into my brain a bit and see if I can explain to you how I create. Here's how it all started. Monday evening I went to bed. Around 3 or 4 o'clock I woke up, which is pretty typical for me. And as I was lying there, an image showed up in my mind of a small area of a grass field. In the middle of this little field was a black hole. The impression I had while looking at this image was that inside that black hole was a universe. And this line of text accompanied that image. To link green holes and the universes under them. I'm saying all this now, and I admit it just sounds weird. But as a creative person, it's these moments that capture my attention. These are the exact moments I've become accustomed to paying attention to. I do this because I've come to understand there's something in these moments that is speaking to me outside of myself. I remember a talk I gave at the Last Best conference in Missoula about how artists are like receptors. There are all of these ideas just floating in the ethos. They're just out there. They're moving all around us like radio waves or TV waves or Wi-Fi stuff. For some reason, a distinguishing characteristic of artists is their heightened sense of receiving these ideas like antennas to the not yet known. I'm a firm believer that we all have access to these ideas at some capacity. We can all improve our capacity as receivers by working at receiving more. So this is what I received. To link green holes and the universes under them. I couldn't shake the oddness of the phrase, so I decided to add it to my notes on my phone so I could think on it in the morning. I've been trying to write my nighttime thoughts down more like this, otherwise I'll stay up for the rest of the night running them over and over in my head. Tuesday morning after I got my day started, I sat down and looked at the phrase again. My first thought was, I need to think of this as a poem or a song. I also thought about the image I had that led to this phrase and how that could be turned into a sculpture at some point. But for now, a poem. One way to write a poem is to start with a topic or theme and have everything drive toward that. Another way that seems to be more common for me is to start a poem with a group of words that are interesting to me, which is where we are today. After that, the process becomes conversation. But it's not a dialogue between me and another person. It's a dialogue between me and the idea. I look at the phrasing to see how the syllables are being emphasized. What kind of rhythm is there? If I stay with the rhythm, where will it lead? Then I ask the idea, what is it you're trying to say? And I listen. In this case, I see that green holes and under them have the strongest emphasis, so I think of words to rhyme with those that will start to tell a story. A short back and forth leads me to link green holes and the universes under them, to think strongholds are the comfort blankets over them. Adding link and think to the phrasing gives an opportunity for a slight pause before moving to green holes and strongholds. Feels like it works, so I move on. At this point, I'm thinking about what these underground universes could be and how they relate to our world. Dark, mysterious, I still have no idea what it's about. Those thoughts lead to the next lines. To rectify the blue sky abandonment of no why. I realized in reading this I was trying to know why, so I added to know why. But I wasn't getting there. It bothered me and I wanted to be okay with it, so I added, don't try to know why. It felt like a conclusion for the first stanza, so I left it there. This is how it all sounds together. To link green holes and the universes under them, to think strongholds are the comfort blankets over them, to rectify the blue sky abandonment of know why, to know why, don't try to know why. Then I paused to listen again. I felt like I needed to bring it together with some unifying thoughts. Maybe this is a chorus. The impression I had was that the universes under them were full of a life we couldn't recognize, and that was connected to the universe we could recognize but couldn't fully understand. Below the gardens life is living, above the stars the sounds are searching for goodbye. Below the gardens life is living, above the stars our souls are searching for the by and by. Two things to point out here. The sound searching for goodbye is a reference to us not knowing how the universe ends or if it ends. With souls searching for the by and by, this is kind of funny. I wrote by and by, then I was like, wait, what is the by and by? I don't know if I've ever actually thought about how that was defined. So I'm writing lines with references that work as a rhyming scheme, but I don't really know if it works topically. If you didn't know either and you're curious, it means a future time or occurrence. I'm bringing this up because I think it's an important note about what creating looks like. For me to say I chose to use by and by before I really knew what it meant is the part where the idea takes on a life of its own and I'm just a receiver. I'm sure people hearing this would think it's crazy or juvenile to deliberately write something that you don't even understand as the author. I totally get that, but that's the beauty in listening to what the creation is telling you. If I trust the idea and have faith in the process, I don't have to have complete understanding of what it means when I begin exploring it. I read what the idea has become, what it has told me it wants to be, and now I learn from it. I gain an understanding through the combination of these words that I would never have had otherwise. And I'm grateful for that experience. I finished the course with goodbye, by and by. I began to be more aware of the process I was taking with this poem, which I don't always do. That became interesting to me, and it influenced the next line about the challenge of finding the right words as a poet. To ink a poet's song and the ready tangled underbrush. The final two lines tie back to the soul searching for the by and by. To learn the lover's song and windy way of thunder crush, the lightning striking high beneath the silhouetted sky, to know why. Don't try to know why. Finally, back to the chorus to wrap it up. So if we put it all together now, here's what we have. To link green holes and the universe is under them. To think strongholds are the comfort blankets over them. To rectify the blue sky abandonment of know why, to know why. Don't try to know why. Below the gardens life is living. Above the stars the sounds are searching for goodbye. Below the gardens life is living. Above the stars our souls are searching for the by and by. Goodbye, by and by. To ink a poet's song and the ready tangled underbrush, to learn the lover's long and windy way of thunder crush, the lightning striking high beneath the silhouetted sky, to know why. Don't try to know why. Below the gardens life is living. Above the stars the sounds are searching for goodbye. Below the gardens life is living. Above the stars our souls are searching for the by and by. So long, by and by. Starting with an odd image and a strange group of words, listening to the ethos, dialoguing with an idea, trusting it can lead to something new, a new way of seeing, a new understanding, new knowledge I didn't have before engaging in this conversation. I hope this encourages you to pay attention to the seemingly random things that come into your view. Be vulnerable as you learn to listen to them. Be okay with getting out of your comfort zone regarding where you think knowledge comes from. It's a great way to learn more about the creativity and power within you. Have a great week exploring new things, and as always, keep whispering.
Monsters wanna talk to me.